Today, I want to focus on the fundamental aspect of presenting our best selves in the journey of life. It's common to think that the path to success is always smooth and every step we take leads us forward without any setbacks. However, let's be honest with ourselves. Life rarely unfolds in such a straightforward manner. The truth, although sometimes difficult to accept, is that setbacks and failures are not just occasional occurrences. They're integral to our journey. Allow me to share a personal story with you. A few years ago, I encountered a setback that deeply impacted my professional life. I had invested all my time, money, and energy into a venture that I believed would undoubtedly succeed. Yet, despite my best efforts, it failed. I remember sitting in my office late one night, staring into the darkness, feeling a weight of defeat I had never known. It felt as though the world had stopped believing in me, and worse yet, I had stopped believing in myself. But here's the thing. Feeling defeated is not the end of the story. It's merely a chapter. It's what we do when faced with these chapters that defines our path. This brings me to the heart of what I want to share with you today. Resilience and perseverance are not just buzzwords. They're the very essence of overcoming failures. It's not about never falling. It's about how we choose to rise after we fall. Now, let me ask you, have you ever faced a moment in your life where everything you had worked for seemed to crumble before your eyes? What did you do in that moment? Did you let it define you, or did you see it as an opportunity to learn, grow, and push forward? The beauty of resilience is that it's not a trait you're born with. It's one you develop. It's a decision to get up when life knocks you down, to learn from the experiences that didn't go your way, and to keep moving forward with the knowledge that each setback is a setup for a greater comeback. So, how do we cultivate this resilience? How do we ensure that we're not only able to face our failures but also use them as stepping stones to greater success? The first step is to recognize that failure is not a reflection of your worth but a universal experience that holds valuable lessons for those willing to learn. Think back to a time when you overcame something you initially thought was insurmountable. What did that feel like? Hold on to that feeling because it's proof that you have what it takes to rise above, no matter how many times you fall. I remember, the best side isn't about hiding your failures. It's about showcasing your ability to overcome them. It's about demonstrating resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. And most importantly, it's about understanding that the path to success is a mosaic of experiences, both good and bad, that shape us into individuals capable of achieving greatness. Woven with the threads of experiences, aspirations, and dreams, there lies a universal thread common to all. This inevitable facet of existence, often shrouded in negative connotations, is not a marker of personal worth nor a signpost of inadequacy. Rather, it's a testament to the courage to strive, to reach, and sometimes to fall short. It's essential to grasp this intrinsic aspect of failure. It is a shared human experience, not an isolated incident that befalls the unlucky few. Every individual who has dared to dream, to aspire beyond the visible horizon, has encountered failure. It is as inevitable as the changing of seasons. Yet, despite its universality, society often casts failure in a harsh light. There exists a stigma around falling, a silent yet potent societal pressure that equates falling with weakness, with losing. This perception permeates through the fabric of our interactions, shaping how we view ourselves and others in moments of vulnerability. The fear of failure then becomes not just a personal battle but a societal one, where the act of falling is seen as something to be avoided at all costs, rather than embraced as part of the learning process. It's crucial, therefore, to redefine our collective understanding of failure, to shift the narrative from one of defeat to one of opportunity, growth, and resilience. This redefinition begins with each one of us, in how we treat our failures and those of others. By changing our perspective, we can change the culture around failure, transforming it from a source of shame to a wellspring of insight and innovation. Imagine a world where failure is not met with judgment but with curiosity, where the question is not, why did you fail? But, what did you learn? Pause for a moment and reflect. Think back to your most recent setback. Recall the initial sting of disappointment, perhaps even the shadow of doubt that crossed your mind. How did you react? Did you see it as a reflection of your worth or as an opportunity to grow? This reflection is not just an exercise in introspection, but a step towards embracing failure as an integral part of your journey. The true measure of our strength lies not in how we avoid falling, but in how we rise after we fall. It's an understanding that every setback, every failure, carries within it the seeds of wisdom and growth. When we start to view failure through this lens, we empower ourselves to learn, to adapt, and to persevere as we navigate through our own stories of trial and triumph. The understanding that failure is not the antithesis of success but a stepping stone towards it. Hold on to the knowledge that our worth is not defined by how many times we fall, but by how many times we stand back up, fortified by the lessons learned. There's a concept that stands as a beacon of hope, a force so potent yet so understated. Imagine resilience as the very fabric of our being, a material that no matter how stretched or compressed, always returns to its original shape. It's our ability to bounce back from the adversities and challenges that life invariably throws our way. Our innate capacity to emerge from difficulties not just unscathed but stronger, wiser, and more determined. Now, you might wonder, how does one cultivate this remarkable quality? How do we ensure that when the storms of life hit, we're not just enduring but thriving, using these challenges as catalysts for growth? The journey to building resilience is both simple and complex, woven from the threads of mindset shifts, self-care, and realistic expectations. Start with our mindset, the lens through which we view the world around us. It's about shifting our perspective from seeing challenges as insurmountable obstacles to viewing them as opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean dismissing the pain or difficulty of these situations, but rather acknowledging them and asking, what can I learn from this? It's about cultivating a mindset of growth where every setback is a setup for a comeback. Equally important is the practice of self-care, the art of nurturing our physical, emotional, and mental well-being. It's about recognizing that to weather the storms, we need to be in our best shape, and that means taking care of ourselves. It could be as simple as ensuring we get enough sleep, eat nourishing foods, or engage in physical activity. It's about giving ourselves permission to rest, to recharge, and to seek support when needed. Setting realistic expectations plays a crucial role in building resilience. It's about understanding that while we may strive for excellence, perfection is an unattainable and often destructive goal. It's about setting goals that challenge us but are within the realm of possibility and understanding that sometimes, despite our best efforts, we may fall short, and that's okay. It's not about lowering our standards but about setting ourselves up for success by recognizing our limits and working within them. Let me share a personal story that embodies the essence of resilience. There was a time in my life when I faced a profound setback. A project I had poured my heart and soul into fell apart. The disappointment was palpable, the sense of failure overwhelming. In the aftermath, I found myself at a crossroads. I could either let this defeat define me or use it as a stepping stone. I chose the latter. The journey wasn't easy. It required me to dig deep, to confront my fears and insecurities. I had to shift my mindset to view this failure not as an endpoint but as part of the process. I focused on taking care of myself, ensuring that I was mentally, physically, and emotionally equipped to tackle the challenges ahead. I set new, realistic goals, understanding that while the path might be different from what I had envisioned, it was still leading me towards my ultimate destination. This experience, though painful, taught me invaluable lessons about resilience, about the incredible power we all possess to overcome adversity. It showed me that resilience is not just about surviving but about thriving, about using our challenges as catalysts for growth and transformation. As we navigate the complexities of life, remember that resilience is within each of us, waiting to be nurtured and cultivated. Approach challenges with a mindset of growth, take care of ourselves, and set realistic expectations. And when we find ourselves faced with setbacks, remember that these are not the end of our story but an essential part of our journey. Opportunities to demonstrate our resilience and emerge stronger than before. Each of us plays a role, defined by the script of our choices, actions, and yes, our failures. But let me share with you a perspective that has the power to transform the very essence of how we view setbacks. Imagine, if you will, that each failure we encounter is not a blockade but a disguised lesson, hidden guideposts pointing us toward paths we might never have explored, strengths we didn't know we possessed, and insights that can propel us forward in ways we hadn't imagined. The failures that we so often dread and try to avoid are, in reality, cloaked lessons, opportunities masquerading as obstacles, waiting for us to uncover the wisdom they hold. But to unlock these lessons, we must first shift our mindset. We must look beyond the immediate pain and disappointment of failure to see the potential growth and learning it offers. This shift is not just beneficial, it's essential for anyone aiming to achieve great things. It requires us to adopt a mindset of adaptability, to be fluid and flexible in the face of change, and to view each setback not as a final verdict on our capabilities, but as a stepping stone to greater achievements. Consider, for a moment, the process of learning to ride a bike. The falls, the scrapes, they're all part of the journey. With each fall, we learn something new about balance, about speed, about the importance of persistence. Without those initial failures, the joy of finally gliding effortlessly on two wheels would never be realized. The same principle applies to every facet of our lives. Each failure brings with it invaluable lessons that, once embraced, can illuminate our path forward. Now, let's delve a bit deeper into the essence of adaptability and growth. To grow from failure, we must be willing to adapt, to reassess our strategies, and to be open to new possibilities. This adaptability, this flexibility in thought and action, is what allows us to navigate the unpredictable waters of life. It enables us to take the lessons learned from each setback and apply them to future endeavors, to adjust our sails when the winds of circumstance shift unexpectedly. But growth from failure is not a solitary journey, it's a collective human experience. And there's incredible power in sharing our stories of setbacks and resilience. So, I invite you now to turn to the person next to you and briefly share a lesson you've learned from a past failure. Take a moment to do this, and as you share your story, listen to theirs. You'll find that in sharing our vulnerabilities, we discover our shared strength. I hope you found that exchange enlightening. Sharing our experiences of failure and growth not only helps us feel less alone in our struggles, but also reminds us of the common thread of resilience that binds us all. It highlights the importance of a growth mindset, but viewing each failure not as an endpoint but as a catalyst for development, for re-evaluation, and for renewed effort. Let me remind you that the journey toward achieving our dreams is often a patchwork of successes and failures. Each piece, no matter how seemingly insignificant or painful, adds depth, color, and texture to the masterpiece that is our life. The failures we endure are not mere stumbling blocks but stepping stones, each one a lesson in disguise, teaching us, guiding us, and preparing us for the successes that lie ahead. Remember, the power to learn from failure, to adapt, grow, and ultimately succeed, lies within each of us. It's a choice we make, a perspective we adopt, and a journey we undertake armed with the wisdom gleaned from every fall. So embrace our failures, uncover the lessons they hold, and move forward with the confidence that in the grand narrative of our lives, every setback is an opportunity for growth and every failure a disguised guidepost leading us toward our greatest achievements, where each of us is both the author and the protagonist of our own story. There comes a moment, a defining moment, when we stand at the crossroads of what has been and what could be. It's in these moments, often birthed from the ashes of our failures, that we are presented with a golden opportunity, the chance to start anew. Imagine holding in your hands a blank page, an untouched canvas upon which you can paint the dreams of tomorrow without being tethered to the setbacks of yesterday. This is the beauty of embracing new beginnings. It's the understanding that every day, every moment offers us a fresh start, a chance to redefine our journey and move closer to our aspirations. But how do we seize these new beginnings? How do we ensure that this fresh start propels us toward our goals and not back into the cycle of past mistakes? The answer lies in the power of setting actionable goals. I'm talking about SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This isn't just a catchy acronym, it's a roadmap to success. It's about taking those lessons learned from past failures and using them to construct goals that are not just dreams but destinations. Imagine setting a goal so clear, so well defined that you can almost touch it, see it, feel it. That's the kind of goal that moves you, that pulls you forward even when the path gets steep. But setting goals is just the beginning. The journey toward achieving them is where the true challenge lies. It's in staying the course, maintaining focus and motivation despite the obstacles that will undoubtedly arise, and they will arise. The path to success is seldom a straight line. It's fraught with detours, roadblocks, and unexpected storms. So how do we stay the course? How do we keep our eyes on the horizon when the seas around us are churning? First and foremost, it's about belief, self-belief. It's about nurturing that inner conviction that you have what it takes to achieve your goals, no matter how lofty or far-fetched they may seem to others. This belief is the anchor that holds you steady, the compass that guides you through the stormiest of seas. But even the strongest of ships needs a crew, and that's where the importance of support systems comes into play. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who support your dreams, and who are there to lend a hand, a word of encouragement, or a listening ear when needed. These are the people who will celebrate your victories and help you rise when you fall. They're an integral part of your journey, a reminder that you're not alone in your quest for success. And when the obstacles seem insurmountable, when the weight of your goals feels too heavy to bear, remember why you started. Reflect on the progress you've made, no matter how small, and let that fuel your determination to press on. Celebrate every milestone, every step forward, for these are the tangible markers of your perseverance. Moving forward with courage is not the absence of fear but the mastery of it. It is the decision to take the first step and then the next, armed with the lessons of the past, the clarity of well-defined goals, and an unwavering belief in your ability to overcome. It is the understanding that setbacks are not the end of the road but signs that guide us toward our final destination. Commit to accepting each failure as a stepping stone. Set goals that challenge and inspire you, and stay the course with unwavering focus and determination. Let's move forward not with panic but with courage, knowing that we have the power to create our destiny, to turn our dreams into reality. I want to take a moment to reflect on the journey we've embarked upon, exploring the realms of resilience, the invaluable lessons tucked within our failures, and the unwavering courage that propels us forward. The essence of what we've discussed isn't just about overcoming obstacles but about transforming our perspective to see setbacks not as barriers but as gateways to growth and self-discovery. Let me share with you a story that resonates deeply with the message we've woven today. There was once a young entrepreneur whose first venture failed spectacularly. Faced with mounting debts and a tarnished reputation, the path ahead seemed bleak. Yet, instead of allowing this failure to define his journey, he chose to see it as a profound learning opportunity. He meticulously analyzed where things went wrong, took to heart the lessons learned, and with a resilience born from his setback, he embarked on a new venture. This time, armed with the wisdom of his past failures, he succeeded beyond his wildest dreams. Today, he stands as a testament to the power of embracing failure not as the end but as the catalyst for greater achievements. This story mirrors the message I hope you carry with you today. The understanding that each setback, each stumble, is not a mark of defeat but a stepping stone toward your grandest aspirations. It is through the fires of our failures that our resilience is forged, giving us the strength to rise time and again with a courage that is undeterred by the specter of past defeats. Look at your next blow with a new lens. See it not as a defeat but as an opportunity to grow, refine your perspective, and get closer to your dreams. Take a lesson from today, whether it's the power of resilience, the gift of learning from failure, or the courage to keep going, and apply it to your life. It is the light that guides you through the storms, the anchor that keeps you steadfast amid the waves of doubt and fear. I want to express my deepest gratitude for the privilege of your time and for your openness to embracing a new perspective on failure and resilience. Your presence here is a testament to your commitment to personal growth and to the journey of self-improvement that lies ahead. Remember, the path to success is rarely a straight line. It's a mosaic of experiences colored by our triumphs and our setbacks, each one contributing to the masterpiece that is our life. Thank you for allowing me to share this journey with you. As you step into the future armed with the lessons of today, remember that within you lies an unstoppable force, a resilience that can weather any storm, a capacity to learn from every setback, and a courage that propels you forward undaunted by the challenges that lie ahead. Let's move forward not with trepidation but with the confidence of knowing that we are equipped to face whatever comes our way. Together, let's embrace the journey, setbacks and all, and march toward our destinies with resilience, wisdom, and unwavering courage. Thank you. Imagine, if you will, a young person with dreams bigger than themselves, standing on the precipice of making a life-altering decision. This person, let's call them Alex, had faced one setback after another. They had a vision, a dream they were tirelessly working towards, but life, as it often does, threw curveball after curveball their way. Just when Alex thought they had a clear path forward, another obstacle emerged, seemingly more insurmountable than the last. Now, most people might think this is where Alex's story ends, succumbing to the pressure, giving up on their dream. But what if I told you it was just the beginning? What if I told you that despite the setbacks, the heartaches, and the countless times Alex was knocked down, they chose to press on? You see, Alex understood something very crucial about life. It's not the absence of obstacles that defines our path, but our response to them. This brings us to the heart of our discussion today, the sheer unyielding power of perseverance. Life, my friends, is a series of challenges, obstacles, and setbacks. It's not a question of if they will come, but when they do, how will you respond? Will you let them define you, or will you, like Alex, choose to press on? Think back to a moment in your own life when you were faced with a challenge that seemed insurmountable. Remember the feelings of despair, the moments of doubt. What did you do? Did you give up, or did you find within yourself the strength to press on? The truth is, each one of us has an Alex within us. Each one of us has faced moments where the easier choice would have been to give up. Yet here we are, because you chose to press on, to face your obstacles head on. But how do we cultivate this resilience, this ability to keep moving forward no matter what life throws our way? Today, I want to share with you the principles that not only help Alex, but have helped countless individuals around the world overcome their obstacles and achieve their dreams. These are the principles that can turn your biggest challenges into your greatest victories. And I ask you to keep an open mind, reflect on your own challenges, your own moments of doubt, and consider how applying these principles can change not just your approach to obstacles, but your entire life's trajectory. Not just as a speaker and an audience, but as fellow travelers on life's winding path, supporting and uplifting each other every step of the way. Together we'll uncover the secrets to turning our trials into triumphs and our hardships into stepping stones for success. Perseverance, a word we often hear but don't fully grasp its power until we're in the thick of our battles, trying to reach our goals. Think of perseverance as the inner flame that keeps burning even when the night is at its darkest. It's what makes the difference between dreams realized and dreams deferred. Let's talk about people who've embodied perseverance, those who've etched their names in the annals of history not because they never faced challenges, but because they refused to be defined by them. Consider Thomas Edison, who faced 10,000 failures before inventing the light bulb. Each failure brought him closer to success because he never saw these setbacks as reasons to give up, but as steps on the path to innovation. Or think of Abraham Lincoln, who faced defeat after defeat in his political life, only to become one of the most revered presidents of the United States. His story teaches us that failure is not the end, but an opportunity to grow stronger and more resilient. The psychological impact of choosing to move forward in the face of adversity is profound. When you decide to keep going, you're not just pushing past external obstacles, you're battling the internal naysayers telling you it's impossible. The moment you decide not to give up, you shift your mindset from one of defeat to one of potential and possibilities. This shift doesn't just help you overcome the current challenge, it transforms how you approach life's inevitable hurdles. Now, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what could I achieve if I decided never to give up? Imagine the possibilities that could unfold before you if you chose to persevere, to keep that inner flame burning brightly, no matter how strong the winds of adversity blow. Perseverance is not about blindly pushing forward. It's about recognizing when to pivot, when to rest, and when to seek guidance. It's about learning from each setback and using that knowledge to build a stronger foundation for your dreams. So, as we navigate the complexities of our personal and professional lives, remember the power of perseverance. Remember that the difference between success and failure often comes down to who decides to keep going, who chooses to ignite their inner flame of perseverance, even when the odds seem stacked against them. Challenge yourselves to embody perseverance in our daily lives. Be the person who looks at challenges as opportunities, who sees failures as lessons, and who knows that the only true defeat comes from giving up. Commit to never giving up on our dreams, to pushing through the barriers, and to achieving the greatness we're all capable of. Remember, the only limit to what we can achieve lies in our willingness to persevere, to keep going no matter what happens in our journey. It's natural to encounter obstacles. These are not barriers designed to stop us, but rather stepping stones to greater success. Every hurdle we face is an opportunity in disguise, waiting to be uncovered. This perspective shift is crucial for transforming our challenges into our victories. Think about the common hurdles we face: personal doubt, whispers in our ear telling us we're not good enough, or that our dreams are too far-fetched. External criticism, often from those we respect or care about, can dampen our spirit and derail our progress. But unforeseen circumstances, like a sudden job loss or a global event, can throw our plans into disarray. These challenges, while daunting, are not the end of our story but the beginning of a new chapter. Why then do we turn these obstacles into opportunities? The first step is to embrace them. Instead of asking why me, we should ask what can this teach me? This simple question shifts our mindset from one of victimhood to one of growth and resilience. When faced with personal doubt, the strategy is to build self-efficacy. Set small, achievable goals for yourself. Each time you accomplish one, you chip away at the wall of doubt, brick by brick. Celebrate these victories, no matter how small they are. They are proof of your capability and progress. Dealing with external criticism requires a balance of openness and self-assurance. Listen to what others have to say, but filter it through your own judgment. Constructive criticism can be a valuable tool for growth, but it's important to remain steadfast in your vision. Remember, the most successful people in history were often misunderstood or underestimated by their contemporaries. As for unforeseen circumstances, flexibility is key. Adapt your plans, but keep your eyes on the ultimate goal. Every setback is a lesson in disguise, teaching us to be more resilient, resourceful, and adaptable. Embrace change as an inevitable part of growth. Now, consider this thought-provoking question. How can your biggest challenge today become your biggest victory tomorrow? Imagine looking back a year from now, having turned today's obstacle into a stepping stone for your success. What steps did you take? How did you transform this challenge into an opportunity? Remember, the size of your success is determined by the size of your belief. See obstacles not as dead ends, but as detours on the road to success. Embrace each challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Approach our obstacles with a new perspective. See them as the gifts that they are, opportunities to prove our mettle, to refine our strategies, and to come out on the other side not just as survivors, but as victors. The path to success is paved with obstacles, but with perseverance, resilience, and a shift in perspective, there's no limit to what we can achieve. The role of a positive mindset cannot be overstated. It's the beacon that guides us through the stormiest of seas, the light that illuminates our darkest moments. The importance of maintaining a positive outlook in the face of difficulty is akin to keeping our ship steady and on course, no matter how violent the waves may be. Cultivating positivity is not merely about seeing the glass as half full. It's about understanding that even the empty half is an opportunity to fill it with something new and potentially better. So, how do we foster this mindset? Let's start with gratitude practices. Begin each day by reflecting on what you are thankful for. It could be as simple as a sunny day, a good cup of coffee, or the smile of a loved one. This practice shifts our focus from what we lack to what we possess, enriching our lives with a sense of abundance. Positive affirmations are another powerful tool. Statements like, "I am capable," "I am resilient," and "I am worthy of success" can transform our self-perception and our reality. By affirming our value and our potential, we set the foundation for incredible growth and achievement. Surrounding ourselves with positive influences is crucial. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose to be around those who uplift you, who see the greatness within you even when you might not see it yourself. These individuals not only inspire us but also challenge us to be our best selves. Now, let's turn our attention to stories of transformation, of individuals who, by changing their attitudes, change their circumstances. Consider the story of a young artist who faced rejection after rejection. No could have been a reason to give up, but instead, she chose to see each rejection as a sign that she was one step closer to it. Yes. Today, her art is celebrated worldwide, a testament to the power of a positive mindset. Or think about the entrepreneur who, after a failed business venture, decided to view the failure not as a setback, but as a learning opportunity. This shift in perspective led him to start a new venture, applying the lessons he learned from his failure. His company is now thriving, proof that a positive attitude can turn even the bitterest defeat into a sweet victory. So, what negative views do you hold that can be transformed into positive action? Imagine the possibilities that could unfold if you decided to view every challenge as an opportunity to learn. Consider how your life might change if you replaced self-doubt with self-belief. The power of a positive mindset is not just about feeling good. It's about creating a reality that reflects our highest aspirations. It's about turning our cans into cans and our dreams into plans. By choosing positivity, we not only enhance our own lives, but also inspire those around us to do the same. Commit to fostering a positive mindset. Embrace gratitude, affirm your worth, surround yourself with positivity, and transform your challenges into opportunities. Remember, the only limits that truly exist are those we place upon ourselves. With a positive mindset, there are no limits to what we can achieve. Resilience is the very backbone of perseverance, the invisible force that enables us to keep moving forward no matter what challenges or setbacks we encounter. It's the grit and determination that turn adversity into advantage, the quiet strength that transforms defeat into victory. Building resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward. It's about using every experience, good or bad, as a stepping stone towards your goals. One of the most powerful techniques for building resilience is embracing failure as a learning opportunity. Each time we stumble, we're presented with a unique chance to gather insights, to refine our strategies, and to come back stronger. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the success journey. Setting and adjusting goals is another crucial aspect of developing resilience. Goals give us direction, but the ability to adapt and modify those goals in response to changing circumstances is what keeps us on the path to achievement. Seeking support from mentors and peers is equally important. No one achieves greatness in isolation. The guidance, encouragement, and wisdom of those who have walked the path before us can be a tremendous source of strength and resilience. Similarly, the support of our peers who are journeying alongside us provides comfort and camaraderie that can lighten even the heaviest of loads. Reflect on your own experiences where resilience led to unexpected outcomes. Think about a time when you were faced with a challenge that seemed insurmountable, yet you persevered. What did you learn? How did that experience change your approach to future challenges? Remember, building resilience is not a one-time task. It's a continuous process of growth and learning. It requires us to face our fears, to step out of our comfort zones, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. Commit to building your resilience every day. View every challenge as an opportunity to learn and grow, to set and adjust your goals as needed, and to seek and offer support to those around you. Resilience is not just about surviving. It's about living our lives with purpose, passion, and perseverance, no matter what comes our way. Together, let's embrace the journey of building resilience. Knowing that with each step we take, we're not just moving closer to our goals. We're also becoming stronger, wiser, and more capable of facing whatever the future holds. Let's remind ourselves that the true measure of our success is not just in the achievements we accumulate, but in the obstacles we overcome and the resilience we build along the way. When faced with adversity, the natural response for many of us is to freeze, to become overwhelmed by the magnitude of the challenge at hand. However, the key to moving forward, to transforming these obstacles into stepping stones, lies in taking action. But not just any action. Deliberate, purposeful, and consistent action. The starting point for any journey of transformation begins with setting clear, measurable goals. It's like plotting a course on a map. You need to know your destination before you can chart the best route to get there. Your goals should be specific enough to provide direction, yet flexible enough to allow for the unexpected twists and turns that life inevitably throws our way. Once you have these goals in place, the next step is to break them down into actionable steps. This is where many of us falter, not because we lack the desire or the determination, but because the gap between where we are and where we want to be seems insurmountably wide. However, when we break down our goals into smaller, manageable tasks, what once seemed impossible becomes achievable. Each task completed is a small victory, a step closer to our ultimate goal. The commitment to taking at least one small step each day towards your larger goal is about building momentum, one day at a time. Even on days when progress seems slow or non-existent, the act of moving forward, however slight, keeps the flame of progress alight. It's the compound effect in action. Small daily actions lead to significant long-term results. So, I pose to you a thought-provoking question. What's one step you can take today that you've been putting off? Is it making that phone call you've been dreading? Is it starting on the project you've been procrastinating on? Whatever it is, commit to taking that step today, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. It's remarkable how taking even the smallest action can begin to shift our mindset from one of paralysis to one of empowerment. In taking action, it's also important to anticipate setbacks. They're not signs of failure, but rather part of the process of achievement. When faced with a setback, take a moment to reassess, adjust your plan if necessary, and then press on with renewed determination. Remember, the journey towards any worthwhile goal is rarely a straight line. It's full of detours, roadblocks, and unexpected challenges. However, it's not the presence of these obstacles that determines our success, but our response to them. So, let's not just dream about the lives we want to lead. Let's take the actions necessary to make those dreams a reality. Let's set our goals, break them down into actionable steps, and commit to taking daily action towards achieving them. Let's build the resilience to bounce back from setbacks and the flexibility to adjust our plans as needed. Remember, every great achievement begins with the decision to try. To move forward in the face of adversity is to embrace the possibility of what could be rather than being constrained by what is. It's to understand that the power to change our circumstances lies not in waiting for the perfect moment, but in taking action, however small, at every opportunity. Take a moment to reflect on the journey we've embarked upon today. We've acknowledged the inevitability of obstacles in our path, the transformative power of a positive mindset, the essential process of building resilience, and the undeniable importance of taking action. Consider the story of a small seed that finds itself buried deep under the soil. To the seed, the weight of the earth above might seem like an insurmountable obstacle. Driven by an innate desire to reach the sunlight, this tiny seed doesn't possess the strength to move the earth in one grand gesture. Instead, it grows bit by bit, day by day, facing resistance, breaking through barriers, and overcoming challenges until one day, it breaks through the surface into the sunlight. The seed, once buried and seemingly defeated by its circumstances, transforms into a strong, resilient tree, standing tall and proud. This story is a metaphor for our own lives. Like the seed, we too face obstacles that seem to bury us, challenges that appear to block our path to the sunlight. But it is in these moments that our true strength is forged. By maintaining a positive mindset, by building our resilience, and by taking action, no matter how small, we can overcome the barriers that stand in our way. So, I encourage you to apply these principles to your own life. Start with a single step, one small action towards your goal. Embrace the challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Surround yourself with positivity, seek out mentors and peers who uplift you, and remember, every day is a chance to move closer to your dream. As we part ways, I leave you with one final thought-provoking question. Imagine where you could be a year from now if you refuse to let challenges stop you. What does that future look like? Picture it, believe in it, and then take the steps to make it a reality. Remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let that step be your commitment today to move forward, to grow, and to achieve the success you've always dreamed of. The path may not be easy, but the destination is worth every challenge, every setback, and every moment of doubt. As you go forward, carry with you the knowledge that within you lies the strength, the resilience, and the power to change your life. The only question that remains is, what will you do with that power?